Let's get boogie.
Let's get this thing cracking.
I know we had to be a little silly, but we about to get serious.
Yeah, we got to get serious on this piece here, man. Again, hello everyone, and welcome back to another segment of the Men's Corner. Today, you understand what we do here. The Men's Corner, produced by the Men's Corner, powered by none other than the First Lady of the Men's Corner, that be DJ Glam, and our media production done by B Steen Media and his accomplice, the Master E over there. I'm just giving them out names. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving them out names, man. We not even playing with these people over here. And so again, as always, we like to thank you all for coming in and tuning in to us. You know, here at the Men's Corner, we're unadulterated, we're unfiltered, and we're uncut. We bring you everything that you're supposed to get here. We don't fade no nonsense over here. So today we got a really special guest by the name of Reggie Hardy. Reggie Hardy's in the house, y'all. Hey, let's give him, clap it up, y'all. Yes, indeed.
I've been through a hell of a
This is a heck of a blend here, and Reggie's going to talk. We're talking about another series on our health-related issues, and we want to dive right into it. Talk about Reggie is a heart transplant recipient, and you heard me right. A heart transplant recipient, and he's sitting right here amongst us, and we're gonna get his story. And so I'm gonna let Six go on and lead him in, because again, Reggie and Six, y'all see him with the I'm so DC gear on and all that. They left me out the piece, and then they taller than me too. So before we get into this serious blend, let that be known. So come on, Six, talk to us,
I got my brother Reginald Harden on here, man. Like he stated, heart transplant survivor. Had a hell of a fight with this thing. He's still fighting with it, and he's still on this earth, like the second chance of life. And I'm gonna let him spit his story to y'all, because this is very important to us men. I think we ignore a lot of things with our health, and if this don't wake you up, nothing will. How long it's been since you when you was diagnosed with and what is it called?
I was diagnosed back in 2010 of a congestive heart failure.
Okay.
One thing led to another: valve replacement, pacemaker, and come to find out, actually, me and my wife here, we was on a bus trip in Atlanta, going to Atlantic City. Everything was fine going to Atlantic City. Coming back, it just was, I felt so beat, like I was exhausted, like I've been working all day and couldn't do nothing. Couldn't move, couldn't wait to get home. And soon when I got home, we went to the emergency room. Thank you that we went to the emergency room, because I didn't really want to go, but my wife put it on me and said, we gotta go. So we went to the emergency room, and the doctor said, I'm glad y'all came, because if you would have waited any longer, something else probably would have happened. So I'm blessed that we did go to emergency room.
So when you went, was the first procedure the pacemaker, or?
No, the first procedure was a valve replacement.
Okay. And how long did that last?
I'd say maybe about a year, maybe a year and a half. Then I had this like they call it a valve, like a machine that I had to walk around with, that pumped medicine to my heart. I had to do that for like 6 months. So, yeah, one thing led to another, man. So yeah, I'm truly blessed, man. I'm so thankful. First of all, I want to thank the Lord for giving me another day, and I couldn't do it without my lovely wife over there, man.
Shout out to the missus.
Yes, man.
Shout out to the missus, baby.
Man, Marcy. Marcy been rocking with you for a long time.
Over 30 years, man.
Man, that's baby. Relationship. They talking about black relationships don't work.
Yes, indeed.
Get out of here with that shit.
Yeah, so no wonder when she spoke and said, hey, we going here. Wasn't even no question about that, right? Yes, indeed. So, one of the things that we like to do on the Men's Corner, if we can, we try to talk a little bit about some of the research and things of that nature when we specifically talk about health-related matters. And some of the leading reasons for heart transplants for the viewing audience, they talk about a dilated cardiomyopathy, which is the heart's ability to pump blood is decreased because the main chamber, which is the left ventricle, is enlarged or weakened. Then you have severe coronary artery disease, which is plaque buildup, which simply says that there's a narrowing of the arteries and which decreases the blood flow and things of that nature.
What you said, that's true, because that valve that was leaking, there was blood that was leaking inside. So
wow. So, and again, you know, we just like to tell me. And then the other thing is they talk about like birth defects of the heart. So it's something that's happening when you're born. You know, and you know, you talked about that. What was that moment like when that doctor said to you? Man, it was. You know, we're glad that you're here.
Yeah,
take us through that conversation if you're okay with it.
Yes. Okay. No question. I ain't know what to do or know what to say, and I was just so scared when he said that. I'm like, wow. And when he said that, my body, the way I felt, I was so glad I was there too. Because as I was going there, I was joy and happy, and as I was coming back, family and friends on the bus, like, something wrong. Is he okay? Is he okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm just tired, didn't feel right. But never know that I had a serious heart problem. So, yeah.
So were they able to talk about anything historical, like family with heart issues and things of that nature?
My dad passed away with a congestive heart failure in 2008.
Oh man, condolences to you for that.
Yeah. He was like, what, 62, 63 years old. So.
Wow. If you don't mind, how old are you?
I'm 50.
50.
I just turned 50.
Alhamdulillah. Yes, indeed. Welcome to the half century, baby.
Yeah, and this heart they gave me is a 21-year-old heart. And they 23-year-old.
The missus corrected that. 23. Don't get beside it.
And hold up, because somebody said, hey, MVP Marcy, the GOAT.
Yes, indeed. Yes, she is. Yeah, that's a great thing.
That's what's up. Man, 23 and 50.
So you got a 23-year-old heart in you, and you're 50 years old.
Heart should last me at least 30 years or so. So I'm hoping to live another 50 years.
Oh, we ain't hoping. We claiming all that.
Yeah,
we claiming all that, baby. Yes, indeed. Oh, look, we're gonna be doing the Men's Corner, man. All of us at about 80 years old. Talking about, remember that one time? That's a good thing, man. So you know, since you brought Reggie here, man, and so you and Reggie's relationship.
Man, I met this guy, man. It's amazing how we met. I met him through a block. You know, our past, right?
Oh, you say through the block or on the block?
Through a block. On the block,
on the block. Okay.
Man, like, we used to hoop and all that together, man. When I found out about it, I was kind of stuck because him and another guy that we know were going through the same procedure.
Yes.
And I'm like, how is this possible? They know each other.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and I'm like, I ain't never seen them just reckless with eating. And I'm just, you know, you trying to think things through for other people instead of just asking the question, but you can't ask them.
Right.
Because when I found out, he was, you know, I'm getting updates on, you know, he's there, he's fine, he's stable.
Right.
He can't respond to you, he's stable.
Yeah.
You know, so, and how long did it take before you was able to, so when you went through the valve, you went through the pacemaker, how long did it take after the pacemaker to get a heart to match?
Actually, I had to wait on the list. Actually, the blessing that I had, I was on this list for like 4 weeks. I know people right here been on this list almost 10, 12 years. So that's a sign that I really needed this heart.
And a sign that God wanted you to have.
No doubt. No question.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no question.
Wow. And how long was that procedure after Well, I'm sure wife can tell us how long was
9.5 hours.
this
9.5 hours.
on the surgery.
On the surgery.
To replace the heart.
And I got the heart in December of 2017 after I found out that I had this problem in 2010, but as it was going along, it just kept getting worse and worse. So
Right.
one procedure, one surgery, then one thing had led to another. Then 2017 in December, they called me and said, we got a heart. And we went on up there and that was it.
So we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, right quick, and then when we come back, we got some audience people that got audience members that got some questions for you, things of that nature. But we want to dive a little bit into that day, that moment when them people called you and said, "Hey, we got something for you." The Men's Corner. We'll be right back at you. DJ Glam, give us some music, darling. Hey now. There's something about that DC two-step. It don't go nowhere else.
Welcome to DeMarco Solar.
Let's go get it. Come on. Let's go get it.
DeMarco Solar, located at 3353 Darnell Drive in Forestville, Maryland. If in fact you got somewhere to go tonight, come see us at DeMarco Solar. Got fresh sweatsuits for you fellas, fresh tees for you fellas, and look, let me tell you something. Something real simple, something real sweet. All colors, all sizes, but here's the deal. DeMarco Solar, we customize a lot of clothing for everybody and anybody. DeMarco Solar, 3353 Darnell Drive in Forestville, Maryland. Come on, come see us, because guess what? We got it all.
You got it all.
Question for Reggie. I don't like calling him Reggie. I'm sorry, we call him Rick.
Call him Rick.
Rick. Back in the day, it was Ricky Ray. Y'all remember them days?
RIC. Don't add the K.
Right.
RIC. Leave it right there.
What's the question, Glenn?
The condition is hereditary?
Yes.
Okay. So did you have any other like diseases as far as like hypertension, diabetes, anything like that?
No, just congested heart failure.
Okay. High blood pressure.
High blood pressure.
Okay.
So there were some minor pre-existing related factors that kicked into this piece, and we talk a lot about, and Adrian and I always talk about when it comes to health, that men, for the most part, we are afraid of doctors. Like, when things happen, we don't run to the hospital real quick. We like, hey, some Pepto-Bismol, man. Go to the bathroom, sit down for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Sit down and take a nap, man, and prayerfully it all go away. It takes our significant others for real, or people that love us, moms and them, to say, nah, you're going, to the hospital and get this thing checked out. So we want to really just keep talking about the importance to our fellas. When something don't feel right, go then.
The crazy part about this situation here is I was at work one day and I had got a call saying that I need to come to the hospital that night. Actually, that right then and there, I told him soon I get off, I'll be in.
When I get off.
When I'm done, I'll be there.
I'm like, man, that was crazy, but I'm glad I went, man, because it was a blessing, man. And then to get that call that night saying you gotta come in and we got your heart. Me and my wife broke down to tears on the floor, just crying, just so thankful, man.
Oh man, I hear it in your voice, man. You still going through it right now. Like I hear it in your voice. And look, we crown here too, champ.
Hey, we don't be doing no.
You gotta let it out, champ.
Deep,
I feel you, man. Like I don't know how the hell I was just listening, and it wasn't an understanding to me, because you're getting it from guys that we grew up with and things like that. Yeah. And like we always talk on the show, it really don't hit us unless it's in our household.
Yeah. That's something, yeah.
You know, when your wife called us over the house, and just to see the fellas, the camaraderie around you brought your spirits up because you was weak as a mother.
Yeah.
You know, and to see you walk down the steps, man, was courageous to me. You know, knowing that you're still dealing with, because you just had a surgery the other day. And what was that surgery about?
I had my gallbladder removed a couple of days ago.
Look at this right here, man. Man, they don't make this model. I'm sorry.
Nah.
A new heart and his gallbladder removed a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Like, and he walking around here, walking through the mall like it's all right. Like that model is not made. Like, our kids can't walk that and can't talk that.
It was just so hard. I was just in so much pain and trying to figure out what was wrong and thinking this problem, that problem. And then come to find out it was my gallbladder, so I had that removed.
And man,
So-
you're a walking testimony.
Yeah. So are there the lifestyle that you had prior to, you know, going to work, doing everything normal? What things have changed in terms of your lifestyle? Like, do you have to go to bed a little earlier? You know, are you conscious about how long you walk and things of that nature? You know,
doubt.
and we're gonna talk about that and the diet, because I'm sure that there's a diet change that come along with that, if possible. But how have things changed with respect to your lifestyle?
Oh yeah, some days it's so many changes going on. Cause some days you feeling one way, and then you don't know what could it be, but you find you like, I got somebody else's heart, so that heart got to get used to this body of mine. So, but yeah, it was a whole lot of changes, man. Yeah, I haven't worked in 2.5 years.
So you can't work.
I can't. They really don't want me to work because I can't do too much lifting. I can't walk, but at a certain distance, I gotta sit and stop, take me a break. So it's some ups and downs with it though, but yeah, it's hard though, man.
Especially when you've been the type of dude that's used to
been
doing
working
everything on your own. Hey, you know, I don't look for no handouts.
Yeah,
but
I've been with just one company for 25 years when I found out I had this heart problem. And then once I left that, I'm like, I can't do it no more, man. I just couldn't do it no more.
So 25 years at a company, did they support you in any manner?
Nah.
Damn.
Nah.
we don't want to call that company out.
Yeah, nah, I
We,
ain't gonna do that.
we don't want to call the company out because we ain't gonna block no blessings. But my thing is this: when we see all these, no disrespect to anyone, we see all these GoFundMe accounts for this and for that and for that and for that, and somebody want a GoFundMe account because the transmission went out on their car. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm here with a guy that got a testimony. If I'm gonna do a GoFundMe to anything, I'm gonna go fund this right here so that this brother can, you know, keep on doing it and take pressure off. Because a lot of times, man, the largest pressure that we have, financial pressures, man. When you can't work, so that means that's just. Let's keep it real. That's like one income.
Yeah, no
you know what I'm saying? And one income and the prayers.
Yeah,
you know,
got to keep on praying.
Without crushing. You know, so it's man, shout out to the missus. Shout out to the missus for
And I
doing
want to
what
thank
you do,
this
man.
guy here, man, for his support and help, and not even. I didn't even have to call this guy. He just popped up over my house and just helped and support. So that was truly a blessing.
Man,
that's the kind of guy.
Y'all dudes, y'all raised me, man. Y'all took care of me without, you know, y'all knowing it. You guys kept me out of the street. I speak on it a lot, roughing at you guys. You guys wouldn't allow me to because you wanted me to finish school. You let me hang, but you wouldn't let me play. You know, I appreciate you guys for that. So it's only right that you give back to the people that technically y'all guided me, because all of us, you had your dad and I ain't had mine. So I look to these dudes as father figures, even though we was trying to do something wrong.
Right.
You know, so I never forget where I come from. I never forget the guys I grew with. And like I say, man, that damn Peachtree saved my life. You know, I walked down there from 6th and P to North Capitol and P. just to hang out, right?
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
know, I didn't have those friends to hang with and all that. Now, they ain't hanging with me. They taking care of business.
Yeah.
I'm in the way for real.
Was he in the way that? He was in the way.
He was there though.
He was there, but he was still in the way, man.
In the way,
Hey, look, if you got
Harder like I'm getting it down.
Yeah.
I'm faking like I'm pump faking. So with them, they made me look great.
Yeah.
But you know, man, like, you know, blood don't make you family.
Nah, no, it don't.
You know,
That's true.
if we don't hurry up and look out for one another, nobody else will. Because he just stated and said he gave 25 years of his life to a company.
That didn't even care.
And they ain't come say hi.
Yeah.
That's a problem in
Ain't
itself.
send me nothing to the hospital or nothing.
Yeah, see, that's a problem in itself.
And so when we start talking about who you voting for and all that type of stuff, you need to get people in office that understand that, you know, medical needs have to be taken care of in these type of circumstances, situations where you have a person that's proven that they don't have an issue with working and things of that nature, but medically right now, I'm unable to do that.
Yeah.
That to me is where, when you start talking about subsidized assistance from our government is needed. If a guy or a woman can show, a person can show that they put into, you know, the workforce, then the workforce should be able to put back into them when they can't do it anymore. It's not like you don't want to. And you the type of person that, hell, you got mama got to watch you, because you be out there telling I'm gonna cut this grass one blade at a time. You know, I'm gonna keep my water with me and all that. And she's sitting there like,
she done stopped.
you don't get in this house, because you want to do something.
So how often do you have to go to the doctor after this procedure?
It started every week, every 2 weeks, and went from 6 months. Now I have to go almost like once a year now.
Twice a year.
Oh, twice a
Heart
year.
biopsy.
Yeah.
So twice a year for heart biopsy.
The first year he went.
So you almost going to the doctor now regular, like regular people, but it's just they're more checking your heart and everything else. Okay. Okay.
So
you're actually healing a little better now.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
question.
Let's talk about the infections and stuff you had to deal with through this.
That's what I was getting ready to get to. Yeah, what's
That's
that?
one of the biggest things about this heart thing. It's the infections, or any little thing can trip it off, and you be back and you don't know what is it. But you know you back in the hospital, so you got to watch everything. You can't be around people that got this or any kind of cold or anything.
Yeah, that's about like colds and things of that nature. So
that's major.
anybody that has an illness or sickness that can transfer through airborne, you have to avoid.
Yes.
So technically, you could never work there.
That's true.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Certain places, still to this day, I have to go, when I go out, I have to put on my
Put the mask on, right? And especially if you're going to the hospital, you gotta do that thing, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that's it. So for those of you that's just tuning in, we're here with our main man, Rick Hardy, Rick without the K, and it was 2017, right?
Yes.
2017, December 2017. God gave him a heck of a Christmas gift, the heart transplant of a 23-year-old. Did they tell you anything about the person who actually was the donor? Did you know anything about him? Have you had the opportunity to meet the family? Or
Now, the good thing that you mentioned that, because a few months ago, we finally got to speak with the family, but we haven't met them yet. But we went through the hospital, and they set it up something that we can send them a note or some flowers or something. I still, right here to this day, I still haven't met them.
right?
Did you like to?
Oh yeah, I would love to. I say it every day.
Yeah. So
Do you feel different? Like, okay, this Ricky over here, then after the transplant, did any of that shift, or you still like feel the same way as a person?
It's hard to say, but you can feel it in my body. I can feel like certain things happening, and people. Then some people ask me, is it a difference? Could you feel? I know you got a new heart, but could you feel anything different from his body? It's hard to say, but down inside, I can feel it in my body though.
Okay.
It's hard to put it. I don't know how could I explain it even better in a better way than that, but it's definitely I can feel it.
Yeah, I asked that because you have a foreign part in your body that's
Yeah.
something you wasn't born with. You know, it's amazing what medicine can do now.
Yeah, modern medicine, man, and the technology, and I think even as far back as many of our ancestors have had to go through certain things, so and didn't get these opportunities. So this is like a truly a second chance of at life, man.
When I first heard her, I'm like, what? A heart transplant? What is that? I couldn't believe it, man.
Yeah. when we were talking when Adrian was talking about bringing you on the show. You know how we do. Thank God for Google and all that, man. So I actually Googled, a heart transplant procedure to watch, to see what was going on, because let me tell you, bro. Look here. They were showing how a new heart coming in, and this guy was receiving a new heart coming in, and that heart was still pumping. They had a machine where the heart was still pumping, keeping it warm. And with this one, that's something new. They was keeping this one warm because it continued to pump until they were able to actually transplant it. And then they did a stoppage of it once they went to actually transplant it. So they were working something new out. And man, it's just incredible, to see that. To see that happen, and I just thank God.
So when you open your eyes after the transplant, what was your thoughts? What was you thinking?
I just was so happy and so surprised. I'm like, I'm here. I did it. I made it.
9 hours.
Yeah.
9 hours.
And some of us want to put on 9 hours on the job.
They had to cut me open, and they had left my chest open for 24 hours before they put the new heart. So yeah.
So we got the pictures of she's showing us the pictures.
My gracious.
So they left your chest open for 24 hours after the procedure.
Yes. Crazy, man.
I'm stuck right now.
Hey, no
we just saw the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we let us take a break right now? We need to take a quick moment, coming to you from the Men's Corner with Reggie Hardy, heart transplant recipient of 2017, one of our own, DC's own, and he's talking to us about that experience, and he's here with his wife, and we want to take a break right now. Be right back with you.
Oh, this is the guy. Okay, Alex. Who's in the car accident?
Are you dreaming of the perfect audio-visual system but don't know where to start? Unlimited Connect Installations has you covered. We are a professional audio-visual installation company serving both residential and commercial locations in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. Our services include security camera installation, a variety of HD cameras, home theater installation, projector installation, multi-room audio, and much more, all at affordable prices. Give us a call at 202-702-6700 or visit us online at www.unlimitedconnect.com.
Right back at you again, the Men's Corner coming to you live, as you all know.
So we're going to tap into. So he's still dealing with some health issues from the surgery, and we'll let him speak on the fact of a part of him is paralyzed due to the surgery, and I'll let you speak on that because you can explain that way better than me, brother.
Yeah, as I was getting the heart transplant, I had a nerve damage in my right lung, diaphragm, so that right side of my body is completely dead.
Damn!
The diaphragm.
The diaphragm.
Yeah, something your ass need.
Yeah, the diaphragm.
no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah. Especially if you're a singer, because they tell you sing from your diaphragm, so you expand the chest area so that the lungs can get as much air as you can, so that you can belt things out without
you
straining.
can't take
do that.
you can't.
He can't take a lot of deep breaths and things of that nature.
And speak on the fact that your immune system is completely shut down.
Oh, yeah, that's
And,
deep.
well, for those that don't know, Reggie's wife is here with us as well. So anything that Reggie is may not be able to speak about, you might hear her voice coming over in the background, and we certainly welcome it.
She got a new nickname, the MVP. the GOAT.
MVP,
right?
yes
The
indeed.
GOAT.
So if there's any questions that you all may have as well, you got some questions for the missus on how she handled it. Matter of fact,
okay.
how about we do that? How about, you know what? Do me a favor. Come on, you don't mind? You don't mind? Come on over here. You can sit right here, and we're gonna let you have your moment. Hey, ain't no need. MVPs don't sit in the back, so yeah, you
about to let
right
mama
here.
sit in here.
Yes, indeed.
This
You don't
wifey
mind,
right here.
Can I put this right
And
here?
look, y'all send some prayers to this family right here, man. 'Cause this a hell of a couple. Because most of y'all would have left.
Yes,
Right.
I'm gonna speak truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She
you go
rocking
in
and rolling from years from Ricky Raider.
You can tell your name and all that stuff. I'm just gonna kneel here on the side. I ain't got. Don't look at me. The camera right there. So you go ahead and tell your name, and this is Reggie's
So this is
wife,
Reggie's
y'all.
wife, Marcy.
I'm Marcy. Just trying to take care of my husband.
That's right. Hey, now, that's right.
That's
Hey,
right. That's right.
Hey, some of y'all women listen.
Listen
Doing
to
a hell of a job with it,
yeah.
man.
So how is it? You know, it's like, do you have to do everything, or you're really conscious about the things that he's doing? How has your life been changed by this piece here?
Big.
It's been it changed a lot. Rick has always taken care of me, so the roles were sort of reversed during this. It's a lot of medicines and things that he has to take. I just feel like when you're going through a storm, you're not always conscious to what's going on. So I had to step in.
Yes.
So I had to keep track of all the medicines. I have to keep track of the doctor's appointments. I have to keep track of, why do you feel like that? Why didn't you tell me something was hurting? I think we should go to the hospital. Like all of that. So my life changed. We have a whole different dynamic at home, you know, but you do what you gotta do.
And speak on the medication that he has to take.
So
We don't need the names, but you just telling us.
everyone is different, but he still takes 18 pills in the morning and 7 pills at night.
Every day.
Every day. And I got to fight with him a lot of days.
And if I miss it, my body will let me know.
The body lets you know that you're missing it.
Yeah.
Right.
The one time he missed a dose, the next day we went to the hospital because he wasn't feeling well. And he was in there for 5 days.
From one day of missing this man.
So now you know, I don't mind adding a little humor to it. Who made you miss the dose?
I own it. I ain't gonna
You did.
Yeah, no question it was me though. I was just doing so much. And sometimes I be just forgetting, so I'm glad I got my wife here
That's
with
right.
me. Yeah.
That's right. Do you all have any offspring children?
Yeah, we have 4.
Before I left, my daughter asked me, could I put a special
Shout out.
Hey, she
on,
better.
on the mic?
Hey,
So
without
I
question.
want to give a special shout out to my daughter Zoe. I got a London, I got a Lauren, and I got my son, Lil Rick.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
got a grandson that's called JR, and then I got a newborn that's Chloe.
A newborn granddaughter.
Yes.
Hey, wife's like, nah, we done.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's an awesome thing. And you guys, as you said, you've been together 30 years.
30 years.
30 years. I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all don't even look like y'all 30 years old. This is incredible, man.
Yeah.
But the staying power. So, you know, we can talk all day long about the heart transplant, but you know, on the men's corner, we dive into some other stuff too.
Oh, man.
How does that 30-year piece work out? How did
That's with any relationship. You got this up and down, but if you got a good partner with you, she gonna hold it strong for you. If she won't be with you. So my wife did so much, and I'm so thankful for her, man. She done did everything. I done seen this woman through so much, and she's still here with me.
And this is the epitome of in sickness and in health, and rich and poor. It don't get no sicker than this here. You know what I'm saying? 9.5 hours of uncertainty.
We see you, Zoe. Zoe say, I'm right here.
All the children, grandchildren, you know, that's it. That's a blessing, man.
I would, if I can, I would like to also thank Regina and Dion, because Dion had his transplant 4 days before Rick.
That's a best friend of mine that I grew up since childhood, since I was 3 or 4 years old.
And through all of the Peachtree stuff, Regina and I were very close, and then we lost touch. And then when Dion had his transplant and they found out Rick was on, like, they became our support group, because nobody really understands it unless you go through it. And so it was many days that Regina stayed on the phone with me, or you know, called to check on him. That time we stayed in the hospital almost a month in December. He missed our daughter's college graduation, but we had someone come live stream it for him. But many days at the hospital, Regina would send Uber Eats to bring me food. But she was taking care of her husband too. So
shout out to
Regina and Dion.
And you and Dion were best friends.
Yes, I was in his wedding and everything.
You know, real talk though, when they say look at God, really look at God, letting you know you not by yourself. And then to reassure Dion, I got support for you. And here it comes right here. You know what I'm saying? So that, man, it's interesting how these things really work out.
Man. It's good though, because sometimes I have to call him and ask him, what you think about if this, your body feel like this, or your body feel like that? How you feel about that? Since he's going through the same situation, he might can lead me and help me on with something, just as much as I can help him with something.
Is there any additional support groups that you all know about? You know, I mean, National Heart Association or something of that nature, that Marcy, that you all, you know, are participants in or would like to become a part of?
No, we don't really belong to anything, but we do every year the Family Fun Run, which is through an organization called the Living Legacy Foundation of Maryland. They're the ones that secure the organs. So I just ask everyone to please become organ donors, because you hear it all the time, become an organ donor when you get your license and everything. But someone, because this young man was an organ donor, my husband is sitting here. So they have a lot of resources for the donor family along with the recipients. But his transplant center that he's at University of Maryland in Baltimore, they're like family to us. So they, you know, when he not feeling good, I can email them even if they're off, and they'll tell me what to do or what not to do. And so, you know, we just, support is really the family that stays by us. My mom, I have a job because my mom would go sit at the hospital with him, or my mom would take him to the doctors because I was already off work for so long. So
family,
it's
real family.
It is.
That's real family, y'all.
Yes, indeed. A month in the hospital, that's super family. Something that we lack in our community right now is support. Us looking out for one another. I'm about to cry in this joint. You know, I get pissed off because a bunch of us talk, this got to stop, we got to do this, and we got to do that, and we don't do shit.
Right, we do absolutely nothing. And that's a mean piece. And that's why we have these type of conversations, because we want to be a show that people can actually come to to just talk serious about it. You know, we laugh, we joke and all that, but in life, we have to bring the real so that our listeners and people out there who don't have a platform, there's somebody out there right now going through the exact same thing that you all have gone through, and they're trying to figure it out, you know, and so if that's you, you know, Marcy and Rick are here to tell you what.
And once he gave me that call and told me about this, man, I was just so happy, and I was like, man, I'm willing. Whenever I can do it, just let me know, man.
Yeah, and we certainly thank you.
You days from surgery in here. You know, with a shut down immune system.
Yeah.
On the table to get his message out here to us people, take heed to that. Like, his immune system is shut completely down, so he can catch anything just walking through here. But he's telling a story, which is an amazing piece.
Now, we were talking about the diet piece earlier too. What type of foods and things of that nature? I know you have to have a heart healthy diet, you know, today. A lot of people don't even understand what a heart healthy diet is. You know, if you can talk a little bit about the diet and what it means.
But one of the things that I gotta try to stay away from, and this is something that everybody likes: salad, greens.
Well, that was with your valve, but you don't have to worry about that anymore. It's fried foods.
Oh yeah, most definitely fried.
We're trying to get him off of animal protein because animal protein is one of the leading causes of heart disease. We're not vegetarians, don't get me wrong. We don't eat red meat in the house, but we still eat poultry and all of that. And but we were told just by his transplant center not too long ago that animal protein is one of the worst things that you could eat. So we just keep trying to keep him away from fried food, but my grandmother told me he told her he was going to Popeyes that
This is really it's close to me because my mom about a year ago had a heart attack, and she has a stent now. And the interesting piece about it is her and her girlfriends had every Wednesdays at Popeyes eating chicken. And there's what I appreciated, there's a brother, a friend of mine, I'll give him a shout out, Rico Graham. Rico Graham was working at the hospital in the heart area, wherever, when they took my mom in. And you know, you look at somebody and you recognize them, but you really don't know them, and you recognize Rico Graham was in that room assisting these doctors put this stent in my mom. Wow. And he came out to tell me that she was doing pretty good in there, but he told me before, this is what we're going to be doing, and hey, we're going to be moving real quick when it started to happen, but let mom know I got her. And that's a bond there. Now he's a brother, you know, to me, and hey, like you now, a brother to me, because you're a brother to six, but more importantly, we all have something in common in this piece, and that is that we love life unconditionally, you know. And so I certainly appreciate you, man, and MVP over here, Six.
You got to end it with the GOAT. The greatest of all time.
The greatest of all time.
Without a doubt.
Hey, look, I done seen some stuff. Now, I've been around my grandmother. They've been married over 50 years. Yeah. I ain't seen nothing this age bracket before. So let's keep it a bean.
This is a different. This is a different avenue right here to travel. But you all, you know, family is everything.
Yes.
And we so appreciate you all spending this time with us. You know, are you comfortable now? You good?
I'm you know.
I'm just asking.
It's all good.
I'm just asking, you know, because we got to make sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. You was shopping before you came?
Oh man.
I just thought I'd throw that out there. Say, you know, a little birdie told me, man, hey, man over there in Foot Locker or something.
Yeah, it's Foot Locker. He moving around.
He moving around looking at shoes and stuff,
I'm trying to find my wifey some shoes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. So those of you that don't know, again, if you're tuning in late, we're here at the Men's Corner doing what we do, and we got the esteemed Reggie Hardy here, December 2017. He is the recipient of a heart transplant from a 23-year-old. Oh, and guess what? I don't know if you know. We don't know I don't know the race of the heart transplant.
We do.
They know who
know.
watch this, and it don't even matter.
Exactly.
It don't even matter. So when you ask about being a donor, hey, you know, now I have to give some serious thought to that process because I can't take it with me. Right. I can't take it with me. So if I got anything that's good for somebody else to have, hey, that would be a pleasure.
And
to
speaking
be able to serve in that.
of that donor, yesterday I went to the MVA to get my license renewed, and the young lady was telling me, "Did you want to be a donor?" A donor, and I told her, "I'm a donor receiver. I just received a heart." And she couldn't believe it, man.
Wow. So are you able to be a donor?
Yes.
You're still able to be a donor.
Because believe it or not, our donor, well, Rick's donor,
it's y'all.
He was able to, they donated his heart, his lungs, his liver, and tissues that saved quite a few people.
Wow.
And I would just like to ask everybody to keep them in prayer because that was a decision that I cannot imagine. They reach out to us often. We communicate by email. The young man, his name was Alex. His sister is eager to meet Rick to listen to the heart. But in conversations with the mom, she's not ready. And so that's why that hasn't taken place yet. But they include us in their family newsletter, and they have a picture of Rick in their living room, and they are not African American. They actually adopted him from Russia, the young man. So we have quite a bit going on in our family now.
It was a movie, and I think we kind of, it was a movie with Will Smith, and I think we kind of ignored that. Yeah, when he, 7 pounds. What it was called, 7 pounds. Right, he was taking himself through this process to be an organ donor.
Right.
Yeah,
left these notes out, and I think most of us saw that movie and really didn't even take it seriously. And I'm gonna say I'm guilty of that because I didn't take it that serious until I heard Rick going through this. And then, you know, again, it don't hit unless it happens to you. Right?
Well,
and it really didn't hit me until Marcy invited the fellas over to the house and to see him. It was like he lit up, but he was sitting on the couch and he lit up and he walked down them steps, and Marcy the whole time, "You okay? You all right?" Because he was fragile.
Concerned. Right.
but they ended up leaving a little early because he had got so weak.
So and it's like just trying to deal with that whole process, man. And when now you face to face with it, you start to see how difficult it really was.
And I'd like to, you know, from me and my family, really like to thank the family of Alex for making the decision and being in tune and aware enough to even convince Alex to be a donor, so that I've had opportunity to meet this fine family and this brother right here. Because, you know, things just work that way. And so shout out to Alex and Alex's family and all of the medical staff and personnel who have had some investment in this process for you and all family members. Everybody that's reached out, that's done something, we from the Men's Corner want to say thank you all. Thank you all. You have no idea of how important it is to us that you were able to be there and to help this brother out, and more than anything, his family, you know. And so the journey does not end here at all. It continues on. And now I don't know if your heart is good enough to go shoot some pool, but if you don't like that, you can sit there and watch me kick Adrian butt on that.
He's a pool player.
I had a problem with one pocket in him over here. Yes, indeed. We can put that work in. You know? But it is truly, man, an honor and a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
To be in your presence and in the presence of your lovely wife.
Thank you.
And again, shout out to your family and friends. The Men's Corner love you, and you always got a space here. Yes, and anytime you want to just come in and sit down, you got something else you want to talk about, bring it on in here. You know, we ain't gonna always just be talking about the heart. We're gonna come over here and talk about the brain too, because some people out there ain't got good brains. We're gonna talk about how you keep that brain flowing. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna run it through the end, but we want you to go ahead and give our listeners, man, and family and loved ones something from the heart that you would like to give them.
First of all, I want to thank my Lord Jesus Christ and Savior, my lovely wife for everything, honey. She mean everything to me, baby.
Yes, sir.
I thank you for everything.
Yes.
Then these guys, these men, anybody, please go get yourself checked out, man. Please go get yourself checked out. Donate some kind of organs or something. You can't take it with you. It ain't gonna do you no good.
Yes.
Please. I waited too long when I should have did it a long time ago. But I'm thankful I'm here this day so I can tell you all that please get yourself checked out.
Yes.
And then if you're friends with Rick on Facebook, or if you become my friend, we do the family fun run with the Living Legacy Foundation every September. And our team is called Team Hardy Hearts.
Yes, indeed.
And when you donate to our team, it doesn't go to us, so it goes to the Living Legacy Foundation, but they have different grieving programs, different programs for the recipients along with the donor families, because they continue to go through this process for many years after they've donated. So we'd ask you to join our team or make a donation, but the registration usually opens up in April and it's in September.
Well, we're going to be here for that, and we're going to bring you back on so that you can go ahead and deliver that, and we'll get as many people out there as we can.
And y'all make sure y'all remind us on April so we can post something so that we can start getting people to register.
Yeah, and we can invite that organization that you say that deal with the donors.
Living Legacy Foundation of America.
Foundation, because we need to be educated on it, so we can bring them in and we can educate our viewers and those of you who want to be donors but are uncertain about the process. Hey, let's go ahead and get this thing kicking and start this process off, you know. So
make a big difference, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Six, you want to close?
No, we're gonna end with what he stated.
We're gonna end with what he
stated. That's it, man. We out of here.
This is our section of the Men's Corner.
He said enough for the
Thank you so much for coming on through and enjoying our segment. We'll see you next time on the Men's Corner. Much love and peace to you.
We out.
Thank you, sir.